Rapid City rush. This will be to the left of Legacy. That's his catching glove side. Puck still not hit the ice. Fans starting to get restless. Finally, it does hit the ice, and it goes in front of the goal, taken by Josepher, and he angles it off the wall, ducking to avoid that was Downing, or else it may have hit him in the head. Now it's dumped in beside the goal, and going behind his cage and starting out for the Mavericks is Zach Josepher. He hammers off the boards and down into the Rapid City end of the rink. Icing stops play, and we'll have a face-off in the Missouri end. 15:41 remaining in the first. 0-0. Still no shots on the scoreboard at this time. Rapid City wins the faceoff. Weslowski paddles it in behind the net, taken back by Josepher, and he chips it around to Jack Downing. Erickson all over him as the puck battled for along the wall to the right of Legacy. Still being pushed and shoved for there. Rutherford comes away with it, banks it off the wall to
McMahon. You're listening to Mavericks Hockey.
Face-off just outside of the zone of the Mavericks to the right of the goaltender, and Sean Erickson rims it around the top of the high glass. Josepher pumps it forward for Sparks, knocked away and dumped in behind the goal. Josepher, surrounded by black jerseys, picks an opening between them and sends it on around the wall for Downing. Swatted away from him, but Marbone gets it back, and it's pumped out to Rutherford, who relays that on the right side. Downing angles it off the right wing wall in behind the net. Bataccio touches it, and he twists it around, held on by Narbone, who was taken to the wall. Also there, David Rutherford intercepting a pass. Erickson, and he finds Weslowski behind the goal. Taken back, though, by the Mavericks. Here's an opportunity. All tied up with Rutherford, but it goes to the point. A penalty coming up. And backhanded into the left wing corner. There's a race for the puck as it's worked in behind the goal. Kyle Stroh swoops in and claims it. Now he drops it behind him. Kostolansky feeds it beyond the reach of any of his teammates. It goes in on goal, stopped by Legacy, and he covers up as looking for a loose biscuit was Taylor Law. Good move by Taylor Law to force a faceoff in the Maverick zone. Mavericks win the faceoff. Jonathan Narbone wristed out. Now it's returned to Narbone in his own zone. Long.
Happy holidays. I'm Brendan Rempel from Wellington, Connecticut. This is Missouri Mavericks Hockey.
6.5 to go in the first. 1-0 Rapid City. Alex Lepkowski feeds Courtney, who dumps it off the right wing wall. Crane pulls it off the boards, and he returns it for Lepkowski, who slaps it off the wall once again. Stolen, and Kyle Stroh of the Rush deals it into the zone up as he crosses center ice before he gives it a ride around the wall. His pass picked off by Carl Stroh, who goes in back of the net, and he feeds Erickson, who twists and turns, delivers it behind his net, and starting back is Riley Weslowski. Long feed on the left side, and Stroh has to backtrack. The Mavericks steal and into his own zone. Looking for some skating room for the Mavericks was Josepher. Now it's pumped out to John Scott Dixon, who finds Brown. Turns up the left side he goes. He is into the zone. Oh, he loses the puck, regains it, but a centering feed. Kostolansky there to take it back for Rapid City, and now here's a breakaway. Law scores. From the face-off, delivered in behind the net, and Marty Lee looks for some skating room, scoots it out on the left side. Now Dixon into the zone. If the Mavericks touch it in there, they will be offside. Lifting his leg so he wouldn't touch it was Jared Brown. And back comes Kostolansky, and he helicopters the puck into the right wing corner. Kyle Stroh there. He drops it behind him as the Rush. Sudik feeds it back for Stroh. Now it goes to Law, who has a goal. He returns it for Stroh, who banks it off the boards back to the blue line. Kostolansky feeds it and around behind that. Here's something that has to concern the Mavericks is the rush just having their way, passing it back and forth in the Missouri zone. Mavericks finally do clear it outside of their own end, pump right back in, but intercepted by Lee, being watched by Law. Cross ice, now it's fired on the right side, and John... Passed on the far side as that's his second assist from the press box this season. My. I wonder if it would have been Narbonne, actually, who wears 44. I talked to Dallas about that the other day. I said, wow, you got one from the press box. And he said, yeah, I'm impressed. He was announced as getting an assist. Yeah, wow. Okay, here we go. Still a minute 9 to go on the power play for the Rush. Important for the Mavericks here since they have scored a goal, making it now 3-1 Rapid City. Very important to keep Rapid City off the scoreboard the remainder of this power play. Pump forward, Kyle Stroh enters the zone, feathers it off the wall, and he is ridden into the boards hard. Back to the blue line, held on. Erickson feeds it top of the left wing circle, back to Erickson, a slap shot from the point. That's deflected to the far wall. Gates tries to set it up, he does. Coming in from a defensive spot was Erickson. Now a shot knocked down by Legacy. He had to be huge, and he was right there. Brannon pops it into the trap. Drive from the point to save the rebound. Someone kicked it away from the goaltender, held on by Chris Crane. He skates through traffic, a drive, kicked out the rebound. A centering feed doesn't reach the goal. Josh Britton back pedals, now he hands off. Here's an opportunity, and a rocket caught and held on to. But now the Mavericks outside of their own zone. Pass on the right side, over the blue line, set up in front, and a backhander by Britton goes wide. Lepkowski up from his defensive spot, leaves it for Britton. Backpedals, a slapper sails high and wide. Puck goes to the far wall. Mavericks pick it up there. Twisting and turning is Jonathan Narbonne. His pass picked off, and Erickson falls down, taken, oh my gosh, with the puck. Sebastian Jeffrey, known as a tenacious kind of guy, but my, oh my, he has some skills. Maybe from some of his relatives, his grandfather Boom Boom Jeffrion and Howie Morenz, his great-grandfather, would you say? Erickson along the Mavericks blue line, inside the Mavericks zone, feathers it off into the right wing corner. It's backhanded to Erickson. Cross ice, the puck goes. Gates sets it up. Oh, and a shot kicked out the rebound, popped high in the air, but it does not leave the Maverick into the ring. And going behind his goal, now being chased is Chris Crane. Turns and swings it back the other way. Now the Mavericks start back. Long pass on the left side, grabbed by Britton. He's beside the left wing. Face-off circle. Larocki, a save and the rebound. Barely shot wide. A delayed penalty coming up will give the Mavericks a power play. Chris Crane pushed to the wall by Jeremy Gates. Backhands into the Maverick end. There is Marty Lee, who battles for it. Oh, and swooping in Narbonne. Second time he has stolen it in his defensive zone. Now Jared Brown avoids a check, loses his helmet, and backhands one goalward. It's new in hockey that if one loses a helmet, play is immediately stopped. Jared did get a few strides in and backhanded it goalward. What would have happened had it gone past the goaltender?